Firefighting in Canada this week is brought to you by VFIS of Canada, a division of CVIS Incorporated, Canada's largest insurer of firefighters. This week, new research leads to findings on the risks of occupational stress injury among Canadian first responders and frontline healthcare workers. Then, the first responders of Newfoundland and Labrador are now rolling up their sleeves to get the COVID-19 vaccination. And the EDI Celebration webinar series, which recognizes the great strides accomplished by women in Canada's fire and emergency service management sector, kicks off next week. A screening tool known as the Occupational Stress Injury Resiliency Index, or OSIR, has reported new findings regarding physical and mental health risks among first responders. The research was conducted by the Public Services Health and Safety Association in 2020, during which 620 first responders and frontline healthcare workers in Canada used the screening tool. The tool generates a score where individuals are grouped into 4 profiles from high to low risk for occupational stress injuries. The results suggested that people who reported higher scores had lower levels of burnout and absenteeism, while others who reported lower scores were more vulnerable to experiencing work stress and fatigue. While these correlations help identify the risks for first responders, employers and members are continuing to work on best ways to reduce mental harm in the workplace. First responders are rolling up their sleeves to get the COVID-19 vaccination in Newfoundland and Labrador. This process is part of Phase 2 of the vaccination plan in the province, which also includes teachers, truck drivers, and rotational workers. So far, over 48,000 doses have been given to first responders, and there is more to come. While Newfoundland hasn't been hit the hardest during this pandemic, it reported 11 new cases of COVID-19 this February, which is the highest single-day increase for the province since April of 2020. This Monday, the province celebrated its 4th day without any new cases of COVID-19, and they have reached a milestone of 1,000 total recoveries since the pandemic hit in March of 2020. Mark your calendars, as March 31st at 1 p.m. will mark the launch of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Celebration Series, with special guest Fire Chief Karen Fry with Vancouver Fire Rescue Services. The 8-part live webinar event is a program of the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs in collaboration with Firefighting in Canada through a generous grant from the Motorola Solutions Foundation. The series focuses on the career stories of women in leadership positions within Canada's fire and emergency service management sector, and their recommendations for increasing EDI in our nation's fire halls. Registration is free. Stay tuned to this page on firefightingincanada.com, and be sure you subscribe to the FFIC e-News website for an updated list of dates and featured speakers. Thanks again to VFIS of Canada, a division of CVIS Incorporated, Canada's largest insurer of firefighters. Stay tuned for our next episode on Friday, April 9th.